I felt like I was having a literal out-of-body moment. It just hits my nostalgic soul. The Soul Stone is perfect. They are clearly in love with everything Spider-Man and Marvel. Hey, I'm Krim, also known as the Asian Avenger.
Yeah! Look at that Symbiote Spider-Man. So nice.
Looks like this will be the first video going up on my separate channel, That Krim Guy 1, because there's already an account that has that, so I had to add the 1. Spectacular Spider-Man. This is that 2-drop in white. The current set that's coming out right now at the time of filming is the MTGxSpiderMan. He's whack, but Venom and all of his villains, that's where it's at. This is just everything I've ever wanted because I've played Magic for so long. I've read comics equally long. I used to just sit and, I don't know, on the toilet and just brainstorm and just imagine what certain cards, characters would be like inside Magic, right? Seeing characters from my childhood as I've grown up now just getting put into the game that I love. This is just everything that I could ever dream of.
Death cards and silver daggers. It says card. This is a Spider-Man card.
I have confirmed that I can say that I've done consulting on, like, you know, the Spider-Man set. To be there and to sit down and look at these cards and everything that I thought about and daydreamt about as a kid in the playground, I am looking at.
And last, and certainly least, Krim, the Asian Avenger.
And to be a part of any of this, to bringing any of the same joy to Magic so that the Magic community, like, and all of us who love Magic the Gathering can also enjoy and see comics the way I see comics. I was so happy that I felt like I was having a literal out-of-body moment and I was just levitating in the air because this is everything I've ever loved. Did I answer that right? Oh, that's sick. Look at that. Not only is it cool to just see these characters that you'd read about all your life growing up, now you get to see how Magic brings characters and moments in time to, like, the game itself. Or even better, like the sagas. These sagas, they have, each chapter is a different moment in that arc, right? Like this Death of Gwen Stacy card. And I don't know, this is just really cool to see and hold in person. They just absolutely nailed the vibe of what is a comic book, but on a card. For all of the mechanics of the set, so far they've been pretty fun. I've really enjoyed that they are kind of like this upgraded version of, like, what is Madness, right? You have that in Mayhem. Mayhem is really fun and awesome and kind of a part of the villains, like, mechanics, right? So you see a lot of that paired with, like, Connive, right? You have Ultimate Green Goblin, which has Mayhem, and also is an enabler for the Mayhem engine because he makes you discard. Villains, they naturally would Connive. So that was very, very cute, Magic. Very cute to put Connive on the villains. And then you have web slinging. I really like web slinging. It really synergizes with just, like, mana dorks. I can, like, tap a Llanowar Elf, web sling it back. It doesn't have to be unblocked or anything like that. It just has to be tapped, bounce it back to my hand, and then I get to do some cool thing. Just, like, thinking every moment how, like, right on time, there's just random thwip, and there's some kind of Spider-Man, like, just web flying in out of a corner, and then Peter's just yoinking things, right? Whether it's his camera or who knows what, rescuing people. And web slinging has done a good job of just capturing that for me. So, of all of the Spider-Man characters, you know I had to jump out of my seat when I saw that they made Eddie Brock Venom Lethal Protector, which, by the way, I think I actually have the comic. It just hits my nostalgic soul. Perfect. Eddie Brock is probably one of my favorite characters to have come out from Spider-Man and just like the Spider-Man comics. And of course, you know, I love seeing Carnage get love too. Carnage's card is sweet. I love the reanimation aspect of it, but also the comic book treatment on Maximum Carnage. I cannot begin to tell you how much Venom I had as a kid. Between Agent Venom, Flash Thompson gets, you know, one of the coolest, like, character arc. He comes back from the war and then eventually just becomes merged with a symbiote and just kind of goes and fights crime, keeping that, you know, what would Spider-Man do like mentality as he's doing it, right? And you have all of the sweet Venom arcs that would eventually happen. Reading some of those comics of like Meridius and all these other symbiote characters and how they're all essentially Eddie from different timelines and versions of Eddie just is so cool now because it's in Magic and I get to celebrate with my Commander deck and all of that. Like this, if you couldn't tell, absolutely just love everything about Venom. I'm wearing a Venom shirt. I am so happy to see Superior Spider-Man, right? This is Peter Parker and Doc Ock have their minds swapped. Doc Ock is doing good in his own weird way. And that's why it's so cool to look at this card and then just see the ability Mind Swap, right? You have the ability Mind Swap where, you may have a Superior Spider-Man enter as a copy of any creature card in a graveyard, except its name is Superior Spider-Man. And he's a 4/4 spider human hero in addition when you do exile that card. So it's a little bit of a spicy piece of exiling something from someone's yard, maybe your own, turn them into whatever you need, and swap minds just like Doc Ock did with Peter. This has to get a comment. This has to have a card. There's no way this doesn't get a variant comic treatment on the cards. Like this is too good. Todd McFarlane like dominated like the 90s pretty much. He did this is so sick. There's no way we don't get a Todd McFarlane style card. They are clearly in love with everything Spider-Man and Marvel because I feel like the bonus sheet cards here are some of the most thought out and flavorfully sound things. It's like, hey, why not make this super sweet Traumatize right here with Mysterio just scaring people by popping his little head off, right? And it's a Traumatize. Look how beautiful this looks in person. King in Black Venom with Skithrix. I mean, that's Skithrix, the poison dragon. Just seeing all the bonus sheet cards, it feels like everybody really thought about which card was gonna get which comic strip or which comic cover, and they just really went and sat down and thought about it. So there was a lot of love shown.
Woohoo! Look at that Todd McFarlane cover. Oh, dude, Todd McFarlane, king of the 90s. That's a beautiful Arachnogenesis.
Being able to also just hold an Infinity Stone is kind of crazy, right? Like this is, these little stones are gems. The Infinity Gems, the Infinity Stones, these were the big thing when I grew up, like reading Infinity War and all of that. I can't wait to just get all the gems and then just really build the entire Marvel ensemble. But like, I can't wait to see what the other stones do. The Soul Stone is perfect. Also, this Vulcan Baga art is phenomenal. And the fancy treatments, whether it's, Thanos just having one gem on the gauntlet or, of course the full art. I'd love to open that one. Yeah, like being able to just reanimate something every turn, it's perfect, right? Like that, what more could you ask for from the Soul Stone? And it's a 2-mana indestructible like mana rock. This is gonna just be a staple in any deck that has black in Commander. I don't see a reason why you wouldn't play it. It's so hard to answer. It's perfectly, it's gonna help get you to the late point of the game. And then when you're finally there and you've set up all these things, you can just harness the Infinity and then just start reanimating. So it's a resource and also a win con. I couldn't ask for more. If you would have told Tiny Krim out on the playground that years from now, it's a reality. You get to see Magic, Marvel come together. I can't wait to just play with more Marvel cards. After a pre-release, no matter my record, by the way, whether 0-3 or 3-0, doesn't matter, I'll have a good time. I'm going to just come back home and then I'm just gonna kick open a comic and just have a good time because at the end of the day, it's always been comics and cards for me. Ooh. It's like you just gotta touch your new cards. Doesn't matter why, like, and I'm gonna rip these darn tags off and then be done with it, right? Yeah. No, it's the resin, oh God, wait, it comes off. Yes! Thank God. Yes, no, it didn't fully come off. I lied again. It's all gone. But yeah, same way I get when I get new cards, you just gotta shuffle them, you gotta feel them. There's something with so much dopamine, It's so nice. Feels so good to have all this. I did not expect them to do that, by the way. Go and find a Doctor Strange comic. That was so fucking sick. And then the big chonky issue, 200 of Venom. This is also the cover of the trade for King in Black. So, if you want to learn about Null and all of that, very good arc. And for our baby boy Venom, because he actually got real character development.